All right, here we are. So, it's me. All right. So, we are trying to find the midpoint, or I'm sorry, the other endpoint, D, right? D is the other endpoint. We're given a midpoint, it's 3, -1. So, good idea to actually, on a grid paper, plot that point. Take the extra time, do it right. I don't rush you. I'm not about getting a bunch done, just do it right. All right, so rather than do 20 of them halfway, do 2 of them really good or whatever. So 3, -1, C, 1, 4, all right? That's the given information. We're given that in the problem, all right, from our slideshow. All right, so now we're trying to find the other end point. So we know if that's the midpoint, and that's C, that's the endpoint, we can kind of tell just through just logic. It's somewhere, the other endpoint is somewhere down here. This x2, y2 is what we're trying to find. So what do we know? We know in this particular problem, this whole thing right here is going to be equal to 3, the whole thing. And this whole thing here is going to be equal to -1. We know that, all right? We also know one of the endpoints, all right? Since we're trying to find D, I'm going to call it x2, y2, and it really doesn't matter which one you call it. I'm going to call this one x1, y1, all right? So x1 is going to be 1, so I'm going to replace that. And y1 is 4, all right? And I know the whole thing is going to equal to 3, so I'm going to actually solve some equations. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? So look. 1 plus x2 divided by 2, we know is going to equal 3. And we know over here, 4 plus y2 over 2 is going to equal -1. All right? Because that's our given information, midpoint, that whole thing. So now, just solve. We've done these a while back, but just a little reminder, if we're dividing by 2, we want to kind of get rid of fractions. We don't like them when we're solving equations. So basically, we're going to multiply by 2. Both sides, multiply by 2 here. That's going to cancel that out, which is why we get like it. So 1 plus x2 equals 6. So this is just a subscript, so I'm solving it like a regular variable. Subtract 1. x2 is equal to 5. So I actually know down here, I'm going to be going to the right 5. That's one of my points. 5 comma what though? How far down? All right, so if we're doing it right, it's going to be negative something if we're doing this right. So now we're going to try to find the other one. All right, so we're going to work with this equation. So again, multiply by 2 to both sides. Oh, this is nice. All right, I love it. So 4 plus y2 equal -2. Those will cancel. That's going to rewrite the new equation. Subtract 4, y2 equal to -6. So that's the endpoint coordinates. So I'm going to put -6 here. So now we know that it's going to be at 5 down 6. That looks right to me, guys. That looks like it's following that. 5 comma -6. That's looking nice. Because we kind of knew it was going to be down there. So if I'm getting a point that hits me over here or lands over here, something's not quite right in my thinking. So that's a great way to check. And again, remember, mistakes are a great way to check to know that, hey, wait, that's a part of the learning. So I can't tell you how many times I've had it over here, up here just backwards because I miscalculated something over here. All right, so again, you just plug in a 1 for one of the x coordinates and then a 4 for the other. Punch it into the equation. That's what's given. We can use that. If we're given information, we can use the information. All right, and then we're given the whole thing, midpoint, the whole value of that's going to come out to be equal to 3. So I just set it equal to 3 to begin with. All right, just like that. And we just set this equal to -1, just like that. Okay, and then solve. And that's it.